Hey folks, I'm Tassinix, and I'm here with TJ tonight. This is Plotting and Scheming, wrapping up Season 44, 3 versus 3 Grand Arena Championship. We'll be going over, as usual, what worked for us, what didn't, cover some of our best defenses, and then, talk about what we're going to take away for the next season. So, Dagger is not available this evening for this recording. We were going to do it last night. Situation changed, availabilities change. And it was my fault, last night, so it's okay. But TJ, we got TJ with us. What's good, man? How you doing?
Oh, it's good, man. 3-0. So I'm walking out the door, and I might be seeing you soon, or top 20, top 10, who knows? But it was definitely a good week, man.
Okay. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Let's just dig right into the meat and potatoes, shall we? Let's talk about what worked. Now, Dagger, when he's missed the last couple of streams, was kind enough to give us some notes. So he didn't do that this time. So Scumbag Dagger has nothing to say about this whole stream. So where Dagger would normally pipe in, I'm just going to say on his behalf, I'm a huge piece of shit. Quote Dagger. Okay, Dagger has nothing to add on this part. TJ, what worked for you this week?
At the end of it right now, but the Night Sisters did their job for me on Jabba, and I have to preface this now because we've been doing with the high defense. My star killer worked on Ray, and I only say it like that because you would think it always does, but it has not. In the last couple of weeks, I've faced either TJ Luck or whatever it's going to be. But this round 3, especially, all the things that needed to work did work.
Nice.
And ultimately, I think, is what got me the win.
Nice. Good stuff. I found that my Star Killer has been getting a lot better, but it's really just using like a Sith, set 9, ability block, bulk level 3, crit damage and offense on it like that. And basically, I just keep Rey from ever having the opportunity to whirlwind us. She goes from lifeblood into ability block, ultimate, ability block, like that. So that's been all right. All right, what worked for me here in the finals week? And first round, all the attacks are really clean, so nothing really stand out on that. I did my own JML versus Lord Vader, and I guess it worked out as well as I had hoped. It killed everybody but Lord Vader. First time doing it, so I'm not mad at the results. Did Slacker Huck's crew a couple times versus Jabba. Just really super straightforward. It's going to be like 50-51 banners, though. Terrible banners, so if you can afford it, it frees up your JMK to deal with Lord Vader, which is significantly less dicey than any type of Slacker variant. It's you just cut right through. Anything else that I wanted to put notes on? Radis Jin Bays really did a lot of great work for me this season, and the split of like Bastila Jedi Knight Cal on one team, and then having like JKL Hoda to deal with like another threat, that was just a huge split for me this season. I guess that's about it.
I want to segue real quick and just call out the piece of shit is here. So the piece of shit that is Dagger should be able to respond on Dagger. We are at the what worked.
Oh, okay, good. I was just, I was having you on blast. I'm not gonna lie. You were gonna be on blast. You were gonna love it. You were gonna hate it. You were gonna love it. You there? Hello.
Are you done making fun of me?
There you go.
No, I was letting it breathe. a little.
Like a fine wine, the piece of shit delivers.
Unironically, that was already like 5 minutes ago, but
Also, completely unrelated. Before I answer, this episode of Ahsoka is fantastic.
It's already out? Why do I think it's coming out Wednesdays?
Oh, Tuesday at 6
Oh
p.m.
man, I
Pacific.
gotta watch that like ASAP. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good.
So,
It makes up for this last one that felt more fillerish.
oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay. The
Um.
answer is yes. That's good. Okay. That's enough. All right. All right. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So to piggyback off what you said, the Jedi splits are amazing.
Yes.
Moving stuff around just to be able to kill whatever needs to die, you can make it happen. You can figure out how to do it. Bastila Cow is probably one of the better ones. Um, JKR with like any, I don't want to call them trash Jedi, but whatever high relic Jedi you have gets the job done too. Um,
Ayla and Mace with the Alacron has been effective against a variety of B anythings.
yeah, I've really enjoyed Plo as my third with Bastila because he's just so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. That's
yeah,
fair.
The Jedi splits have been great.
But yeah,
With
what?
with people
Sorry, go ahead.
with people starting to pull Ray off defense to Ray mirror,
Mm-hmm.
Starkiller being able to just completely dumpster almost anything has been fantastic. It's made offense a breeze. Putting those TJ and I convinced you to put the Omis on Afra's droids. So along with Afra's droids and Starkiller, to answer your question, what worked everything because people stopped placing Ray this week.
Mm. Okay, that's fair.
So so I just got to assassinate all of their B teams.
Yep. 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 That's people get pretty antsy towards the end of threes to make sure that they're clean. So I believe that. All right. Next item. So what failed? What left us alone? All right, Dagger, you can go ahead and go first since you were just speaking. Let's go ahead and just bounce right back off you. Unless you need a minute. I don't know. TJ, why don't you step in then? What left you alone in the dark?
I'm going to give you 2 thresholds that I found, and it was cool to find.
All right, let's have it.
I'm not going to call it bad. I'm not going to call it bad luck because I got told that it was potential not to work.
Yeah.
And then it did happen to me. So JKR, Mace, and Ayla with the Alacron has been after I saw Solo do it, been my go-to, right? And I told you about it, right, Tess? It was like, hey, it's great for the Tarpal setup. Well, I found a threshold where you can get deleted regardless. And I know I heard our buddy Arsenal talk about he failed with that setup. I found that with Tarpal, one that just beat me in. Like I wasn't ready for it to come out, and the way they deleted my team was rough. So the JKR did not work on a certain Tarpal setup. It was just the crown was too strong, and I couldn't push fast enough to get through it. Got bad luck. That didn't work for me. And the other one that really surprised me, I put Savage with Darth Revan for my round 3, and so I just had the standard trio with the good dark side cron. Took it against Tuscans, and I got deleted, like bad deleted. And it's like without the Savage there, I never felt the difference on it because I've always had the Savage, but not having it made all the difference. And Tuscans walked my Nihilus, then walked my Treya, and then I was like, well, Sign, you're not going to do me any good, so we're going to go ahead and delete that. So I think those are my big call-outs of, man, that is not working. So I found the threshold of it.
All right. Well, any other major fails to report?
Only self-inflicted ones. I'm going to make a silly because we'll call this as you would call it a dum-dum. And it's in my history, so I have to talk about it on fleets. What you don't do when you're taking your profundity team against anything like, Negotiator, you don't take your Ghost in place of Outrider. They don't work the same. So just a tip for anybody else out there, which means I just made a stupid mistake. I was moving too quick and took Ghost instead of Outrider, and for some reason I lost the fight. It's so weird. Yeah.
That hurts. That's painful. Yep. All right. Yep. All right, Dagger. Better moment for you now?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
I did my best to be available for this because I wasn't able to get notes written out because I got waylaid by the girlfriends. So, yeah. So I was in a position where you guys know I was in like the 400. I dipped to 500 to start this week, so I had a lot of room to experiment because 2 people cleared like one zone.
Yep.
So I got to. So when I say what didn't work, it was mostly trying stuff, testing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And by testing, I mean like trying stuff that I've been told had worked. So I think I told you guys this. I went 0 for 2 with Bounty Hunters versus Night Sisters, so that was kind of
Wow.
awkward. I pulled a TJ, the No Savage trio versus Tuscans. Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah. The one time I tried that
um,
this season, I too was punished. So I feel your pain, gentlemen.
yeah, yeah. So what else did I try? I tried. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I checked. GS history's not up yet, but there was a bunch of other stuff that I tried. It wasn't like the world on fire type, like, oh, I'm gonna learn something new. It was just, experimenting with what Aiden could do. Spoiler, it still kicks the crap out of like Dash on Chewie.
Mm-hmm.
And 2PO, 3PO. Imperial Troopers is good against the Necrons because they're not bulk. Newt B1 Django continues to just crush Qui-Gon.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, what didn't work was basically some stuff that's kind of. I'm not going to hold, but
Oh,
.gg had them like 70% things, so I tried some of that stuff, and I had a lot of room margin for error, so I'll just kind of leave it at that.
all right. Fair enough. For me, well, we were really close going into this last week for a serious run for rank 1 to close it out. Our first round, we just swept the whole thing, not a drop, looked great. Then round 2, I had a game crash. I had a BlueStacks crash on Slacker versus Jabba. It couldn't have happened on any of the previous 4 fights that I did. And this is on a fresh session of BlueStacks. Like, I just restarted it before my first attack. So, I mean, it's just. So, BlueStacks left me alone in the dark, I'll say that. What else didn't work that I expected to work? What? That didn't work? Are you kidding me? Wow. No, that can't be right. I must. Oh, no, that was a Lord Vader. Never mind. That was fun. All right. I had for the very first time this season against Sasha Isha's Tuscans, I had Boss Grief Mando fail. I took a Kron, a light side with some defense. I had another one that had even higher defense that I could have and probably should have used looking back now. But I didn't use it because it had like an enormous amount of crit damage that I felt was otherwise going to be wasted with bounty hunters. Because you're just running around and sniping. So imagine my surprise when Warrior just slapped the shit out of Bosk. And we were able to snipe immediately after that. And Fool Me reacted and didn't snipe the Raider. I sniped the Warrior. And so, yeah, I ended up getting stuck on that one. And that cost me that match. There's a difference between finishing at like rank 3 and rank 2, but it's still, it was kind of a dum-dum. That's about it as far as what really like abandoned me. Because otherwise, we had a pretty good week attack-wise. It's been a pretty good season attack-wise. Not a lot getting past this. To Dagger's point, Qui-Gon really earned its place on my offense this season. Man, it's definitely. I've had previous seasons where you keep it, for in case of trouble, break glass. I've had many situations in the past where that situation never came, and so it felt stupid to hold it. But man, was that not the case this season? Used it all over the place on offense. It was awesome. All right, guys. My new favorite section here: Standout Defenses. Let's talk about really what kicked ass this week. TJ, go ahead. Lead us off.
It's not changing anytime soon. Tarful is the lone monster. Everybody and anybody who said, and it's what's so great about it is, and I know you're going to talk about it, and I know you have your piece, and I'm not going to steal it from you.
No, you're good.
You have so many ways to set this Tarful team up. As long as you have Tarful and you have Zalbar, whatever's in the middle, and then you play with your Krons a little bit, and you can change them up, and it changes the fight, and you are going to lose. If you try to take any of this nonsense, it's like, well, I'll just take this. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't respect Tarful in this meta right now, Bolt Kron, non-Bolt Kron, you're going to lose. And you may lose your entire GAC because of it. Tarful is the monster that he should be. Thankfully with Kron, but it's great. Tarful is amazing.
It's true.
The other one is Rex. I'm not going to talk about the GLs. And we all know the GLs. You can play with the stuff like that. Ray and threes sucks ass. Everybody hates it. Everybody loves it. It is. Mm-hmm. It's these B teams, man. These characters are amazing. They're coming out with the Rexes of the world. Goes in so many spots, and it's just, what do I do about this? Well, like you talked to Qui-Gon, it's like I'm not dealing with Rex anymore. Even these cheapy teams, right? He has a Kron for clones. You put him on Phoenix, he gets holds. These things are amazing. So It's like, to me, Rex and Tarful are the standout stars for this season of threes with this Datacron. It's just, this set is just awesome.
I respect that. That makes sense. Dagger, how about you? What saved the day? Saved your bacon? You said you had opponents only clear one zone, so you should have some pretty good ones, eh?
I mean, if we're... TJ said we're excluding GLs, but I was going to say, like...
No. He was.
Right?
He can speak for his damn self. I'm going to toot about GLs.
I'm just saying, Ray. People suck versus Ray. News at 10.
Yeah, Ray definitely can be problematic.
But I had two people save Ray for Raymir and then didn't kill anybody. Both full backouts.
Yeah. See.
So yeah, cool. Save your Rays.
Yeah, that's what I resolved to do against Sasha, and that's fair because that worked well against him as well. Yeah. What else you got? What other standouts?
Well, in the bracket I was in, no one knows how to beat Tuscans. I'm recording. No, he's not going to edit these too fucking late. Go away.
That's right. It's actually, he's right. He's absolutely right.
But I forgot to take Qui-Gon off defense in the second round, and it literally was the reason I won. Like, Qui-Gon just chilling there in the red for 5 fights. Yeah, so that one was fun. Yeah, I mean, Tarful, like you said, in the back, he got a hold every now and then. I think I wasn't at the top this season. We were trying to finesse it. So the people either didn't have something or they had something, right? So when I looked at history, somebody tried to what was it? Somebody tried to kill it with some garbage ass team and couldn't do it. Right, so generally where I'm at, most things overkill. But yeah, Tuscans held well. Zori actually had a decent showing, but I think that's because I kept putting it in bottom front. So people had to they wanted to, maybe they wanted to get cute or something. I don't know. I'd have to check. I'd have to do an analysis of my opponent's attacks to figure out why they dropped on Zori. But yeah, I think it's mostly that they just wanted to cheese Zori and failed.
As is the case.
But yeah, other than that, it's the usual suspects, right? It's Zori, Ray, Tarful, Qui-Gon when people don't come correct.
Yep.
Rex didn't really hold for me much, but again, I think that goes back to people were just not even bothering trying to finesse it.
Yeah, and that's why people go with generally a more efficiency strategy out here in threes. The consequences of failure are just gruesome out this way. So yeah, all right, that's fair. Standouts for me, we'll just keep hounding on the Tarful thing. Tarful started out the season as a backwall defense. If you recall the previous 3 season, we were still setting him with missions Albar, so it was kind of just an team at best. And over, with the set 10 Kron equipped, we saw that it's a powerhouse. Now, people been setting Grit to impede Bad Batch since the first week of this season, and I've seen people beat it with that. All right, with Bad Batch. I have been setting that stacking defense with the Foresight Cron on the team, and that has been incredible. Everybody who's tried Bad Batch has been just sorely punished for their effort. Man, just love it. Ray was occasionally good for me. I think, what else? What else did really well? Sith split of my own. Malgus, Sith Marauder, BSF, and then like DR Malik Talon. Now, the Malgus, Sith Marauder, BSF is really good. And you can mix and match like DR, Malik, Talon, Darth Vader, Crew, Red Trooper. Mix and match those into like a couple different B teams if you wanted. So I've definitely had some value, but that isn't really so much a standout. Krex, yes, Captain Rex, whether it's with Rex 501st or with Saw Krex Kara. So Saw Krex Kara is really low odds of you being able to take that out with Qui-Gon. For most other teams that you're seeing Krex set, Qui-Gon has been a pretty reliable 54 to deal with that, but not Saw, not the Saw variant, I'll say. Anything
Just
else?
for clarification, is that with or without the Omi?
With the Omi. I wouldn't know if it's the same without, because I placed it once I got the character to
Omi,
7 stars.
Omi doesn't matter. Omi doesn't matter for the other supporting characters if you're putting them on the Saw team.
Okay, well there you go.
All right.
All right. I think that's it, because Ray we already covered. If you just have, robust defense, health steal, maybe even a little health to sprinkle on top, really super nice. Okay, guys, it's the end of 3s here. We turn back to 5s. It's time to think about what we're taking forward. So what did we learn here about set 10? That you're looking forward to leveraging here at the start of the 5 season. Once again, we'll have TJ start us off.
All right. So I'm going to do this. Get your Phoenix ready. The GL killer is coming. If you don't know and if you're not ready for it, Rex with the Phoenix are going to delete GLs. Mm-hmm. They're also going to be a absolute terror on defense. So while we talked about Tarful, I'm telling you now, the Phoenix with Rex, especially with Omi, you put the Omi and the DC together, you're and this is like the Tarful setup in 3s. There are so many different ways to stack it up, but just get your Phoenix ready. Those little buggers are going to be just slapping and deleting stuff that you're not ready for. And if you're going in undermanning it or underassuming it, you're going to be in trouble.
It's true. Phoenix, I'm so looking forward to. And also, let me just jump before I forget on it, just Ewoks, right? Ewoks, looking forward to that with the set 10. Are you kidding me? Speed up on basic? You just have a good kickoff and it's just...
All right.
All
right, well, I'll say this. I want both of you to set your Ewoks and your Phoenix against me because my Tuskens need a good auto battle.
Well, we're talking about offensive application.
No,
TJ
said on defense.
TJ
said Phoenix on defense.
You're right.
You could, I guess.
But you only have one team of Tuskens, right?
That's true.
So I'm just telling you.
Is there a higher calling for Tuskens than Phoenix?
That depends on what's presented on the front wall before you. You wouldn't be able to make that call knowingly.
I'm simply pointing out. Please set your Phoenix on defense. Mm-hmm. I'll thank you.
If you said it, you need to set it back wall. I will defer to Tiger on that. Correct. But hold on, let me just finish it out. But honestly, if you keep it for offense, it will punch way up for you. You will not regret it. That will be one of the best decisions you can make. But yes, you can catch somebody out as a possibility that if you can pull their Tuskens up front, in the back, Phoenix will be monsters. But if you want to save them, the recommendation would be, as Dagger's trying to point out, is saying don't set that because, yes, Tuskens are a hard counter, and no, there's no way for you to stop the Tuskens. Right, but
there's like 4 teams that there's like all I'm saying is there's like 4 teams that max Banner on
Okay.
defense, and you're letting my Jabba sit on defense for free. That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
just saying.
Yeah, I think
That can
the
kill.
early notes here going in, especially with set 10, is we're certainly going to see a lot more of Phoenix reserved for
Okay.
offense because
I
that is
just want
Oh,
to
some
finish
real
the thought.
kapow.
I just want to finish
yeah.
the thought out. Let me just finish
Yeah,
the
go
thought
ahead.
out.
Yeah.
Phoenix will kill multiple GLs. So he's calling out Jabba. That's true. It's confirmed and tested. These will kill multiple GLs. I think set 10 is going to be a monster. People were again downgrading it. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
see a whole bunch of mixed up teams right now. We have Drogon. So we're going to see Saw. We're going to see different things like that. Just be prepared. So if we're going to talk about what's coming up, that's the big thing we want to look at. So that's my number one.
Fair number one. Number one. All right. Dagger, specific notes from you. What are you taking forward to
Uh,
start the new season of Fives?
I will give the non-canceling Tasniks version of this, but threes is gone. Threes is gone. Thank God Almighty, threes is gone.
Yeah.
I had a better version of that. That if you ask me, I'll type it up to you and send it to you.
Yeah.
But
Everything you never
yeah,
wanted to know and didn't ask for, Chapter 1.
I'm just glad threes is gone. Also, yeah, like it's all been said. Set 10 absolutely trivializes the bulk cron, and I know this doesn't apply to the 5v5 season, per se. Um, but I know TJ and I have talked about this. I can't wait for bulk to rotate because people are just not ready for the amount of explode things that are going to happen after it.
Yeah.
But really, what I'm looking forward to is Talico. What is it? Talikos? Is that his name?
Terran
But you're right.
Malikos.
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 Yeah.
Malikos.
Yeah.
Malikos for week 2.
Yep.
Malikos for
Sorry,
week 2 is going to be really interesting. Not quite sure how it's going to shake up the meta, but it's going to be like a 5 Omi team, so it better shake up the meta.
Yeah. That's fair. Very
But
fair.
also, yeah, things are going to explode in 5v5.
Which reminds me, for all of you out there that went real long on that set 9, and you're set 10, you've developed, you've got enough crons, and you're feeling healthy, don't slack off too much here in this last conquest for set 10. Because once set 9 goes, you are going to be caught out. We have no idea what set 11 is. We expect that it should be something that is available to Darkseid. But no guarantees, and we've been it's going to be tough weaning ourselves off this bulk when the switch gets flipped overnight. So just mind yourself here for this last bit of conquest. Make sure that you've got enough to take yourself to whatever you're trying to do. As far as myself and what I'm going to take for that first week. So yeah, I mean, I've been Dagger knows this. They started off in my mid-range plan here a couple months back, but Ewoks are now in service for offense. So I'll be looking to see what I can punch up with. I'll have the benefit of the forerunners of the user of using that team the last 5 season. So I'll have some intel to start the season with. Really looking for those punch-up opportunities with both Ewoks and Phoenix. So that's going to be pretty key. Dagger did confirm to me here the other day, we don't have Terran Malikos for week 1, but we will for week 2. So, there's at least 2 applications everybody can think of for where to start him out and see how it plays. I'd say that's about it. Just, keep on chugging. Get that data cron count up in anticipation of set 9 dying. Go ahead, yeah, pipe in there.
If you want to be a brave soul, and you have Drogon, and you want your Mon Mothma to do like the Lord's work, that Omi is A+.
Well, Lord's work against 2. Make the sale.
It's a closed loop. If you go first, it's a closed loop.
Okay. So yeah, you just have to jack up your Kyle fast enough in the first place.
Yeah. Get your Kyle up, get your POW up, get your Scout up, and then the 10% turn meter he gives whatever he takes a turn is going to create basically a closed loop. like Imperial Troopers. So if you're so inclined to sink that in before Leia drops and you have it all decked out and everything,
Hmm.
you might be able to get some good work out of it. Again, I don't really know what it beats because I mean Drogon wasn't around last 5v5, but I've been beating some things in arena that people have been testing against in my arena shard, and it's been fun. I mean, it beats CLF.
Okay, I dig that.
Um, Probably beats other stuff it goes first against.
All right.
So yeah, it's fun.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that about covers it for me too. Any final thoughts here? Let's turn to wrapping up here. So, TJ, anything top of mind to share with the fine folks before we peace out?
I would just probably do your homework. When it comes to fives, we have so many characters and so little teams, and especially with the Whaler folks, being able to
Those
basically
bastards.
min max. Being able to min max your datacrons, right? This is like the first set where set 10 we're able to actually make them just the way we want them, and nothing's stopping us. So if you've got the
Mm-hmm.
money for it or you've got the income, you've got some really just nasty monsters that are just lying about. You're going to have just like a huge surplus of these datacrons, and these teams are going to be. I would expect, like Dagger just called out, I would expect we're going to see some crazy comps that are
Mm-hmm.
going to come to the surface. So week one is going to be a monster of a week. And then it just changes up again because in week two, as Dagger pointed out, and you were talking about, we have Malicos, right? So again, it's going to swap things up. So
Yeah.
I would probably just try to prepare a little, get yourself ready to go, refine the modding, and just be ready for whatever's going to come.
Yep. Completely fair. All right, Dagger. Final thoughts. What you got?
Well, I have one that's not Swugga related, but does anybody need a 26-year-old woman, college educated, slightly used? Um, but no, TJ kind of hit it on the head. Just do your homework. Uh, let the streamers in the evening go first. Watch them and learn from those mistakes.
It's
That is my
fair.
biggest piece
It is a
of
great
advice.
call out. Yeah.
There's
I
going to be a lot of people just getting caught the fuck out by 200% armor pen just randomly on a defense team, and you're going to realize really quick that, cool, I have like 60% health and protection, but what happens when they're doing 300k to you on an AoE?
yes. Well, fair point.
Yeah, so I think there's going to be, and there's so much damage stacking on the L6s too. It's just,
Yeah.
there's going to be some just silly amounts of damage going around. So be prepared. Um, Maybe move some of those characters you already have in, like, I guess the last tip, well, I guess the last thing going forward would be is one thing that I didn't care about this last season was I didn't care as much about modding my B teams to the nines
Yeah.
because the bulk crons propped them up a bit. So I think I'm going to have to revisit teams like Seer, not because of Malico specifically, but because my Seer and Cal just have, like, I made fun of TJ for this a couple weeks ago for not having a 6-dot mod on one of his meta characters.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, let's just say that my Seer and Cal don't really have 6-dot mods. So, putting like
Shameful.
real mods on my B teams is going to be something I'm going to do going forward in preparation for the bulk crons going away. And because, like TJ said, you're going to just need your teams to be like perfect for this next season because everyone's crons will be.
Yeah, the dials will be here. Oh, I was watching Fatal's stream, and I'll just credit him for this while we're all here. Don't neglect the significance of crit avoidance as something to build up to have as a backup for once set 9 expires. There's a number of teams for which you're putting them on defense regularly. Their counters involve teams that are depending on critical strikes, and let your mind run wild. Now, granted, there's some of them are light side, some of them are not, so those ones would mostly benefit from just the stats themselves, but this 3 season has definitely proved a variety of dark side teams that made effective use of set 10 crons, so don't let that scare you. be ready to, depending on, you want to try some new things just to see what's up in week 1, but don't blow everything in week 1. Save some of your coolest schemes here for week 2. And I guess that's about it for me. So, yeah, go ahead.
One more quick thing.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Leia is likely going to drop in the next 3-ish weeks, which means she's going to drop before the next Datacron set, which means it's overwhelmingly likely, in my opinion, that Leia is going to have a level 9 in the next set, which means we're going to get Rebels or whatever her sub-faction is of Rebels. So just to kind of give you the heads up that maybe build a couple of these for Darkside teams, because I expect we're going to get another, at least some light side in the next set. Mm-hmm. My guess is Empire Rebel, because it's the anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and if it is, make Franz from set 10 kind of accordingly. Yeah. Kind of looking ahead. Maybe give a little prep work. So your non-Empire Darkside teams is what I'm going to be focusing on to build a few extra Franz for this conquest.
All right. Yeah, that's solid advice. All right, guys. Well, as always, thank you, Dagger and TJ. Glad you were able to drop in, Dagger. Glad you were able to get in. But it's a pleasure.
I'm going to pay for it. Yeah, thank you. I'm definitely going to pay for it.
That's like entirely on you. You were not expected. You decided to step in front of that bus. Enjoy the recovery.
Yeah.
That's I would offer you my pity if I had any.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, TJ, Dagger, thank you guys so much for being here. For all of our patrons, this will be available tomorrow, the immediate morning after this is recorded. For every other follower here on YouTube, this video will be available on Friday. So look forward to all of your feedback. Feel free to, get involved in the discussion on the Discord. Leave comments. I do check. I will respond. So, until next time, it's been real, it's been awesome, it's been real awesome. Take care.